Well, the storm had passed, the sun came out, the woods looked oh so green, and I wandered down a narrow path to a place I've never been. There I saw a rainbow in the mist of that afternoon ballet, and a little elf but 2 feet tall was working in a hollow tree. Could my eyes be playing tricks on me far off the traveled roads? I've never seen a leprechaun in the Indiana woods. He winked an eye and puffed his pipe, then he scratched his ear. Just because you've never seen us doesn't mean that we're not here. Oh, the leprechaun began to dance. He was agile and so spry. He danced a jig around a stump and raised his shillelagh high. His hair and beard were long and red. His face was ancient old. And I knew that somewhere near that stump he hid his pot of gold. Well, the leprechaun was busy with a pair of tiny shoes. His hammer tapping as he worked went ringing through the trees. If you want my pot of gold, said he, or think a wish be nice, then you better head on homeward. And he offered this advice: what's meant to be will come to pass, what'll never be is gone, and to wish for what is not to be will only bring you harm. And a pot of gold that is not yours will stifle happiness. So live your life unshackled by the things that I possess. Oh, the leprechaun began to dance. He was agile and so spry. He danced a jig around a stump and held his shillelagh high. His hair and beard were long and red. His face was ancient old. And I knew that somewhere near that stump he hid his pot of gold. Well, I pondered all the things he said. He seemed wise and he was free. I don't need his gold or wishes, though tempting they might be. A simple life is all I ask. I can live without the greed. And I guess my wishes are answered. I have everything I need. So I sat right down and we talked a while on that summer afternoon. And we whiled away the hours playing Irish tunes. I can't remember so much fun since the outhouse incident. There was magic in his fiddle, and boy, that elf could dance. Oh, the leprechaun began to dance. He was agile and so spry. He danced a jig around a stump and held his shillelagh high. His hair and beard were long and red. His face was ancient old. And I knew that somewhere near that stump he hid his pot of gold. Well, I left my wily leprechaun in the middle of the woods, and I've tried to find that place again, searched everywhere I could. And at times I hear that tapping of his hammer on little shoes, 'cause I know that somewhere in that woods there is a pot of gold. Yes, I know that somewhere in that woods there is a pot of gold.